Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be fixing my super cheap fiberglass top that I got from my Jeep in the middle of the summer. You might think that sounds crazy, but I'm always looking on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for cheap things that people are getting rid of for their Jeeps. And I happened to stumble across a hardtop for $500, which I just could not say no to. Even though I have the premium soft top for the Jeep already, I had to go and get the $500 hardtop. Now, the catch with this hardtop is it has a little bit of damage. So there's this hole that was punched in it here, probably by a tree branch falling on it or something. There's also another small crack here, another small crack here. It's almost wintertime here in New England. I haven't had this hardtop for the winter yet, and I'm just assuming that I don't want to have a lot of snow and ice on the roof while I'm driving around or while it's sitting overnight. I don't want any water or ice or anything leaking through here, leaking into my nice interior. So what I did today is I was cleaning my Jeep. Oh, look how gross that seat looks in this light. Yuck. Anyway, I was cleaning my Jeep, and then I looked up and I was like, I need to fix that hole before the winter. So here I am. I just picked up some of this Bondo Glass, which is basically reinforced fiberglass filler. So it has little strands of fiberglass in it, which is what this hardtop is actually constructed out of. And then I have this flat white paint that I'm going to probably paint the entire interior with eventually, but maybe just today I'm gonna fill this and then paint that area. I also took off my Freedom panels and cleaned those. Those were kind of really gross. I can show you here. There's like this black, I don't even know where this stuff came from, but this black marks that it was all over the interior of these Freedom panels. So I might end up painting these sometime soon as well, just to have them be nice and new. But this is the main thing that I'm concerned about right here. But on the other side, there was all this cracking, which I actually painted over and sanded and painted over, but this needs a lot more repair than it currently has. But for $500, a hardtop like this, brand new, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000, brand new from Mopar. So to get it for $500, even though it needs a little bit of TLC, it definitely was worth it. I'm going to start this repair. I'm going to just basically break off, I think, this old dirty gross section, and then sand this all flat, hopefully get any moisture out of it that I can, and then fill it with this, sand it flat again, hit it with the paint, and hopefully this will not leak this winter. So let's get going with that. So I'm scraping all this off, hopefully to expose not so destroyed area. And now you can kind of see the dark, and that dark area is what the previous owners or the POs, what the POs used to fill this on the other side, I'll show you, is this kind of like goop right here, which is not the best. All right, so I've done a pretty good job here scraping all this away, getting it nice and flat for the most part. I'm just gonna grab a sander and kind of go over this, clean it up, and then try to get most of the moisture out with some alcohol. All right, now I've got some pretty coarse grit sandpaper. I'm just gonna start sanding this. You can see they actually, looks like they used Bondo at one point to fix this. So that looks pretty decent. I just destroyed my hand using this. I'm just gonna get the heat gun out and kind of make sure this is all dried up. I could not find the heat gun, so good old American flamethrower is gonna have to do. Nice and dry. I'm gonna mix some of this up on the Bondo sheet, and then we'll get going. You wanna use like a piece of paper and a squeegee. All right, so I have all my stuff ready to go here. It's basically just goop with fiberglass in it. You can see the strands of fiberglass. And yeah, pretty nice. Okay, so I don't need that much. So I'm just gonna take a little bit, and then you just need a tiny bit of hardener. So this is what my first layer looks like here. It's definitely not the prettiest job ever, but I'm filling up that hole, and I'm gonna have to sand this down and do it again because it's a little bit gross and not perfect yet. So I'll come back in 20 minutes or so. Hopefully this is dry. All right, so I've done 2 layers so far of the fiberglass Bondo Glass, and I've sanded them down using the same sandpaper as before. And you can see the gap, the hole is getting filled up very nicely. I'm using rough sandpaper to begin with. I can already tell it's pretty smooth. I'm probably just gonna do one more layer Try to get this curve right here where it loops up to this raised part of the roof. I'm probably gonna do one more over this, fill up this hole here, and that's basically it. Maybe try to cover up some of this. There's a little bit of a dip right there. And then maybe I'll grab a sanding block to do the last bit to make sure I'm getting it nice and flat. But I'm gonna mix up one last batch and then we'll go cover that up. Using this hair dryer to blow some warm air on here since it's pretty cold out right now. But this is the last layer. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good once this is sanded flat. And then I'll be able to hit it with some paint. Just for now. I think that's basically all I'm gonna do. And it's funny, look, I've basically sanded off the terrain style like finish that they put on these. It's all sanded flat. Reminds me of the CJ. But I recently redid the interior of the CJ very similarly to how I'm doing now. And the CJ, you can see how clean and like new the hardtop looks. That's because I recently repainted the entire thing. It's kind of gross because there's like bugs and stuff living in here at the moment, but man, this Jeep is full of crap. But yeah, so I'm kind of trying to do the same process on the new hardtop. Trying to fix it so it doesn't leak. So yeah, I'm gonna sand this down and I'll see you when it's done. All right, so I'm nearing the final stages of my repair here. I've got this all ready to go. I have some finer grit sandpaper. I'm gonna just sand down real quick, then I'm gonna shake up this paint primer 2-in-1. The night's getting short, so just gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit. That's a lot better. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paint that. I have some acetone. I'm gonna clean this off, and I'm gonna paint it. So I'm spraying it with this to help this 2-in-1. Paint and primer, indoor, outdoor, dry faster. I've already put the second coat on and it dries pretty quick. So, not so much the areas that I'm not blowing on, but it looks a lot better than it did before. All right, I think that's gonna do it for today. As you can see, no more visual damage and hopefully no leakage. You can kind of tell where it was. Obviously my Bondo job wasn't perfect. It looks 1,000 times better. And now this whole section is like clean and the rest of it isn't, but what are you gonna do? It's a Jeep. So the rest of this is gonna get painted soon. Maybe not soon because it's almost winter, but this whole interior is gonna get redone. Yeah, so hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining. I know it wasn't the most extreme repair or extreme kind of video, but I just wanted to record it. I was doing something new I hadn't done before, some fiberglass repair. It didn't come out perfect, like I said before, but I'm always up to learn something new and always record it, so it looks a lot better. I was able to put the Freedom panels back together as well. Those look a lot better, a lot more clean, and the Jeep is clean too, so that's great. So I got a lot of things done, and yeah. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Street Motorsports. Peace.